What's going on, everybody? I know this is my franchise video, but I had to show you something real quick about this Ultimate Team. I don't know who else this is happening to, where you can't even connect to a Ultimate Team game. But I was able to finally try to connect to it after me and Potato Head did some troubleshooting. But yo, just peep what happened. I had no idea what was going on. I thought it was gonna be a regular online season game. Listen to this.
Hands are ready to receive the kick.
Yo, pick that shit.
Gains 12.
Don't tell me this is who I think it is.
All right, so now I'm saying this guy actually knows me, so he runs one play, and then of course this bullshit starts happening right here. All right, so it's like the problem has occurred. The problem has occurred. You know that bullshit. It's about to be a desync, whatever. You know the whole shit. I contacted EA Sports today on Twitter, and they said they're gonna be looking into it. But look what happens now.
My nigga.
All right, so peep it. He wrote me like G Maya. And I'm like, yo, what the F? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, how does this dude know me? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just search Madden or whatever they searching, and somehow they find me and then they subscribe, and then that's just it. A lot of people just watch the videos. That's why I have so many fucking views and not the same amount of subs. But I don't really care about that. But look at this. He knows me from YouTube. So I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny. So I told him, I'm like, look, I'm gonna put it in my vid later on today. You know what I'm saying? He was asking when it is, and pretty much just right now. I didn't have a chance to do too much. I was getting it done right now. So that was crazy, bro. Like I said, for me, that type of thing right there, it's like a crazy scenario where it's like actually genuine. Who did I fuck I blew it like that? 101-31. Oh, that was the Unstoppable game. Good shit. But you guys can take a look at the scores here. The playoffs actually start tonight, tomorrow. So I'm kind of 2 weeks. I guess I'm 2 weeks behind. Am I? No, this is the week 15. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Well, one game behind because I'm going to show you the week 17 scores afterwards. But yeah. That type of stuff right there, that shit is crazy because that's the way it's always been with me. Whether people know me in person or however, a lot of these guys know me over, through this whole YouTube thing. The only person I was actually able to meet in person was Mr. Softy at the last walk that I had. I had a walk for, the Make-A-Wish, which I'm going to show you guys some footage of what happened. We were able to raise enough money to send a little kid that's battling a life-threatening disease. He's going to be going to Disney World on November 10th. That was a very, very good thing for me to be able to be a part of that. I'd like to thank Make-A-Wish for that. But you know what I'm saying? This game right here is against Clam Hunter. But there's a lot of things that I wanted to touch on. Not only the fact that, I'm always fascinated when people actually know who the F I am. Because it's such a vastly large populated community, which is the Madden community. There's so many, people out there, so many different people that put Madden out there. So that's always appreciated when, they're going to use one of my lines and stuff like that to let me know. And that's just my team name. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm always surprised. You know what I'm saying? I'm always humbled to know that because that's always the way it's been with me. People respond to me very well. And that's just something that, that's just the way it's been. But, today, I wanted to show you guys that little scenario that just happened. Same thing happened in Call of Duty, even though I don't have the same type of love for Call of Duty that I do for Madden. So I didn't really, it doesn't really, that doesn't really, permeate me in the same fashion. I don't know if I use that properly as an adjective, but I really don't give a shit. But pretty much, I'm saying that was a good thing to see. And to know that people are actually, they actually know what the fuck pick that shit really means and shit. So that was some good stuff there. But I wanted to talk about this recent news headline about AP's son, his 2-year-old son. I was immediately notified by one of my dudes on YouTube, one of the videos. I appreciate that dude getting at me to let me know what was going on with that, because I was in the middle of doing family night when he sent me that comment. As far as AP's son, Adrian Peterson, number 28, Minnesota Vikings, black African-American Negro athlete who almost broke, I believe, Eric Dickerson's rushing record last season, and right now is not really doing anything for me in fantasy for the last whatever the fuck he's been doing. But his son was assaulted by the stepfather of one of his ex-women or whatever the fuck she is. 2-year-old son. And he's now, he's passed away. And, this is a bigger issue. This is not just about this one particular child. This is about all relationships. When people separate, the biggest thing that people don't understand is that as adults, and I'm talking from adults standpoint. I know I got a lot of younger viewers. You know, you could probably let your parents listen to this. Listen, sometimes shit just ain't gonna work out. Whatever the situation is with parents, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just don't work out. But the problem is the people that you bring in later. You know what I'm saying? For instance, it's you know, when I was growing up, I grew up in a very, very violent area. So usually in violent area, you know, there's poverty, there's a lot of bullshit going on, and there's a lot of stepdads that's molesting stepdaughters. It's a lot of crazy shit going on. This is typical stuff. It happens in white. Oh, he's QB walking me. It happens in white trash neighborhoods as well. It happens all over the place. But I'm just saying, it was a regular thing. That's basically why most females become strippers or whatever the fuck they desire to do, and they're more free with their flux capacitor, which is their vagina. They become more free with it because they're being sexually abused at young ages, and people don't recognize it or don't care. But my background, I had to be alert. Just for being street smart, having the intelligence to know what was going on. You know, I was able to dissect and decipher what the fuck was going on in a lot of issues. And a lot of people, like I told you, they respond well to me, so they would be able to open up to me, let me know what's going on. Now, in this case with Adrian Peterson, where it's a 2-year-old son, I don't see, you know, if it was a young baby, because, you know, sometimes young baby, until I had a daughter that was colicky, and she wasn't even colicky, she just cried all the time, I really didn't understand why people used to be killing these goddamn babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, she used to have me in a rage, my youngest daughter, like, yo, I'm about to go in there and do what's right. So, I can, you know, it's not like it's okay, but I know that it gets to the point where a baby is crying so much that people just can't deal with it. And obviously, I had to learn different ways to deal with it, like just leave the room, let her cry, run outside and try to smash my head into concrete, whatever like that. But this child was 2 years old. So, at this stage, it's not usually that type of scenario. So I have no idea what the fuck this dumb motherfucker was doing. The stepfather that allegedly assaulted this the young child and killed him. There's no excuse for it. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of thing where every athlete, you know, I have a friend that was previously in the NFL. He's not in the NFL right now, but most athletes on that level, they have friends that are in jail for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. I don't know. I don't question them. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't ask them like, yo, why you got 2 texts on you and you in the NFL? I don't ask no questions. But they do. They got people in jail that are ready and waiting to manipulate anal cavities. Now, this guy right here, see, this is what I'm saying. You have a young child that's just gone. And as time goes on, we as regular people tend to forget that someone lost their child. Now, the mom, it's a very, very difficult thing because I can't say, actually I can say, like, it's her responsibility what happened to that young child. Okay, you know, you want to get fucked, I don't care what you want to do, but you have to remember that the responsibility is with the child. So you want to get your flux capacitor mangled, whatever you want to do, but why are you leaving your kid with him? That's what the problem is, and it goes both ways. Even with a father leaving his kid with a mom, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's psychopathic, that has a problem with the baby mom. Like, all this shit right here, this is crazy. What else is crazy is that, you know, with athletes, sometimes it's not looked at the same way because it becomes a monetary issue to where the mother that you're away from is using the child just as a financial stimulus. So we may see different reactions from both sides to where it just seems like cold and heartless, you know, on whoever's part, whatever like that. But the case is we can't really decipher what the actual scenario is, because just reading the comments and stuff like that, you know, AP is still playing. You know, they say shit like, you know, my son would have wanted me to do it. I spoke about this before. A 2-year-old son just wants to go and fucking have icicle pops and fucking watch SpongeBob. He don't give a fuck if his dad's playing football or whatever. So I don't want to hear that my son would have wanted me to do it. When people say that shit to me, I laugh directly in their face, regardless of how serious the situation is, because it's bullshit. Nobody that's fucking dead would want you to do this, unless it's like, you know, your your nana's passed away and shit like that, and she told you before she passed away, look, I want you to do this, you dumb motherfucker. You know, like my nana would have told me, listen, motherfucker, you better make sure that this is done. I'm about to be dead in another couple hours. You better make sure that's different. She's older. She's lived her life. She's able to tell me something while she's going, you know, she's passing on. Young kids and younger individuals don't give a fuck about what you're doing afterwards because they don't have time to think that far ahead. So for whatever reasons that AP is playing tomorrow, listen, that's not for me to say anything about it. My concern is with relationships being terminated and parents and adults not being able to deal with who they're bringing their fucking, who they're bringing around their child. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't want to hear nothing. I would want the guy to get off if it's me personally. Because I want him to be able to think it's sweet to walk around. That's me personally. That's just something that's in me. Logically, you would want to see the system do what the system has to do. But as we all know, the system is bullshit. So sometimes it's time for some crazy ass, I guess, is that poetic justice? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it will be. But all I know is that I don't want this stepfather to be able to commit suicide. I need bad things to happen to him for all his remaining days. Because that's the one thing that's sensitive with me, is what people do to children. Because they can't defend themselves. I think about it that way because I was the kind of guy that was always trying to fight the biggest guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into the room and look for the dude with the glasses on that's walking around with crutches. I want the dude that looks like Terry Crews and his chest is bouncing. So it's a challenge, but that's just my mindset. So I don't really, that's why I feel it's a very disturbing situation. But is it all the female's fault? It's yes and no. Because blaming her completely would be like saying that she knew that this dumb motherfucker had this in him to do it. But then again, she brought this man around her son. And she knows that this guy knows that Adrian Peterson is the father. So some dudes are just jealous like that. Some dudes just walking around with 2-inch dicks, and it's probably your boss. And you wonder why he's always pissed. Yeah, because he got an erection. He's banging his wife out. You know what I'm saying? And she was on the phone eating popcorn. Listen, people do things differently. We live in a really, really fucked up world where it's a recession and the president is trying to make it mandatory for everybody to pay for fucking health insurance. It's a fucked up world we live in. Whatever's going on, I'm not amazed about it anymore. I've seen this a lot. Young kids being assaulted and killed growing up. Like I said, it just comes with the territory that I was around. But what I'm saying in some of those cases, well, most of the cases, it was just the father just skipping town and the mom just trying, females, some females feel that they need to have comfort around. They feel they need to have an anaconda just hanging around and shit that's there to penetrate their fucking flux capacitor. And in doing so, they jeopardize the lives of their kids. More than likely, more percentages are females. When you're walking around, I know everybody, I got a lot of dudes that are in middle school and high school. Those girls that are walking around that's just real easy, that just want to give the skins up like, yes, sir. You sometimes, in most cases, that's a stepdad at home that's making it so that it's easy for her to understand what's going on. It's sad to say, it's reality, bro. That's just what it is. That's why I always tell people, my friends and everybody, all my friends will tell you, the dudes that really know me, that knows G Maya since growing up, the dudes from my area, they're very, very few men of color that's about their children. Because as soon as any one of my homies try to be a deadbeat dad, they gonna get that work. As Loaded Lux, Loaded Lux, copyrighted. They gonna get that work. And they know that. And they gotta expect the same thing. I gotta expect the same thing because I want to be held to the same standard. Take care of your goddamn kids. If you want to fuck bitches, bro, there's condoms, there's contraceptives, there's pulling out. You know what I'm saying? The pull out method. That shit usually works 98.4765% of the time. Pull your fucking dick out. Pussy can't be that good that you want to just have fucking children running around, aka Antonio Cromartie. Like, bro, you got mad kids. And everybody got a stepdad around. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Put your dick in your pants and leave it there, dickhead. Because when something happens now, it's your fault as well. AP is to blame as well because he didn't pull out. He didn't wear a rubber. You know what I'm saying, bro? Pull the fuck out. Get your dick out the pussy. The kid definitely wasn't planned based on what I'm reading. Take your dick out the pussy. That's it. That's how I'm going to end the video. Take your dick out the pussy. Until next time, one love.